Alright guys, Eric and I stopped at Goodwill on the way to the booth. I think these are the only two things I'm picking up. I did find this Jim Shore plug-in nightlight of the Holy Family. That's $2.99. I couldn't find these when I looked them up, so I'm not sure, but Jim Shore seems to do pretty good in the booth, so I'm gonna pick that up. And then I also found this pottery piece. It has a little star. This marking here on the bottom, it kind of looks like a heart. The brand on this is Honey and Me. I actually have another piece by this brand. That's why I know that. Otherwise, I would have been clueless. They have $4.99 on that. So probably going to get that as well. Alright, I noticed... Okay, this is what caught my eye off the bat. Takara is like a pretty decent Japanese brand. Anyway, this is a music box. So stinking cute. Let me get it out of here. It's a little butterfly. It's called Little Orchestra. It does work. Let me turn it on here so you guys can see. Okay, so he moves around. His little wings go. I'm assuming he's working okay. He seems a little bit jumpy. I don't know if that's just how he is. How cute. Anyway, it's $2.99. The last one sold for like 20 something, so I might get that. And a lot of the times with Takara stuff, it's like most of the users that are selling it are in fact in Japan. So well, these are cute, these little veggie magnets. Those are adorable actually. What are these guys back here? Just little plushies. I think I'm going to pick up these shoes. I don't even typically look in the shoes much anymore, but I did find these are really nice. Great condition. I don't even think they've ever been worn. These are by a company called Supa Dance. They're like ballroom shoes. They're absolutely gorgeous and they retail pretty high, like $100. Might take a chance on them. They want $9.99. So I think I'm gonna take them. They're really pretty. I just don't know like how big the market is for ballroom dance shoes, so we'll find out. Eric ended up picking up this paperweight. It is signed. We'll have to figure out if we can figure out who it's made by.
It's always fun.
It came with another one, but the other one's all banged up. What'd you pay? Here, let me see.
Really
here, I'll show them the other one.
Everywhere.
Yeah, this one's all messed up.
Anyway.
But it was for the both of them $14.99. So hopefully this one ends up being something good. So we'll figure it out.
Maybe not.
Alright guys, time for a voiceover. We are at Goodwill, and unlike the last time when the music wasn't playing, the music was playing this time. So as soon as I walked into Goodwill, I actually checked out the glass case. You know, the glass cases up by the cash registers. I've been having some luck finding some stuff in those glass cases, and I went there first and I found a vintage from the 60s, a little Kamar doll for $4.99. So I did have the lady hold it for me while I went and did my shopping. So you will see that doll at the end of this Goodwill video. But Eric and I, we have been stopping at Goodwill. There wasn't anything in these tins. I think it was a keychain. We've been stopping at Goodwill on the way to the booth when we're going to the booth. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't bother. Goodwill is very, very hit or miss. Over here, Eric was laughing about these like Goodwill kind of knockoffs, but he did find these like really cute hanging vegetables, but unfortunately I think two of them had pretty significant chips on them, and that's a real problem when it comes to Goodwill and finding stuff. A lot of the times when you do find something, there is some sort of issue with it. So at this this particular time, we tend to go in the mornings because we like to, like I said, head over to the booth. So that's when we tend to go. I mean, maybe they set stuff out. I think they set stuff out continuously throughout the day. Again, like this piece had a whole bunch of like paint loss on it. It was really pretty picture. I think I did look at these little kind of like piano babies. They were marked made in excuse me, Taiwan. Doing voiceovers is always so, you know. I apologize for that. This box, those little things were just little spongy ink stampers, but that's why you have to check boxes. You just never know. I'm also sometimes when I see tins, I'll pick them up and kind of shake them just to make sure there's nothing significant hiding in them or anything like that. But you definitely just have to like look at everything. Oh, this was so cute. That also had a Taiwan sticker on it. Let's see, what else am I just picking up? I feel like I saw that last time I was there and like picked it up then too. Sometimes I forget the stuff that I see from, week to week. And then Eric was finding a lot of potatoes. I don't know why. Someone, I guess, donated a lot of like vegetables and stuff. This was like a little sour cream holder. I do think that he picked that up. I think he said to put in the booth. This bell would have been so adorable, the little angel bell, but her wing was broken. So had to sit that down. Eric was saying, like, we laugh now about all of these gnome things, but come a few years from now, those gnomes will probably be the hot thing. So yeah, there was more like little vegetables there. There was just a lot of vegetables. I think, yeah, here he found another found another potato. That teddy bear was creepy with like the whited out eyes. But found another potato. I don't know if that was like a planter of some sort or what have you, but I think he also picked up that potato. I feel like, and surprisingly, because it hasn't been like this for a while, but I do feel like the shelves were at least pretty full. I feel like lately the shelves at Goodwill have been kind of bare, not a whole lot of stuff to even look at, but I do feel like the shelves were pretty stocked. Unfortunately, I don't think they were stocked with a lot of great things, but there was at least a lot of stuff to actually look at. This thing was really weird. I did look it up just out of sheer curiosity, and it wasn't really worth anything, but it's some like crazy sculpture like made out of nails. So definitely someone's cup of tea, not necessarily mine, and there wasn't really any kind of resale value to it, so I did leave that there. Let's see what else I am looking at. I don't really quite know what exactly was in that box. Some sort of instruments or tools of some degree. I don't always really know what I'm looking at. So you guys have to let me know down in the comments how your Goodwills are. Like, when you go, do you typically find a lot? Not find much? I feel like a lot of the times when we do stop, I leave either empty-handed or I only find one or two things, neither of which are incredibly significant. That owl, as soon as I touched it, I could feel like it was very, very, very lightweight, so I didn't even necessarily bother picking it up. I liked the colors on this vase, but there was a chip on it right there, so I set that back. Of course, it had a chip, right? And then I think in this aisle, I don't typically ever even really go down these aisles sometimes, but this like linen aisle, all of these bed sheets and stuff, wherever they came from, they didn't even bother taking off the price tags. They're sitting out there for the price that they were originally in whatever store they came from. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, so that's basically like an office-y stationery type of aisle. That's really cute. And then I think I head on over to the beauty section. I always like taking a look at the beauty section because if you can find just that one piece of discontinued beauty product that is worth a lot of money, it makes it all the worthwhile. Typically, what you find is a lot of used stuff, so don't want any of that. But sometimes you can get lucky with, and the vintage discontinued beauty stuff. I mean, there is money to be made in those items. I do think, and you will see, I did find a vintage body spray, and we will get to that here in a minute as I just kind of look through the rest of what is on the shelf. I didn't really see, at least nothing stood out to me as far as any of those particular beauty items went. But the body spray is right here. This is a Body Fantasy. So these weren't worth a whole lot. You can still buy Body Fantasies, right? But this one is an older one. You can tell by the packaging. There's only one listed for $44.98. I can do better than that. And it is still sealed. It just has a low fill level. So for $2.99, I did pick that up. I would say that was probably from maybe early 2000s, late 90s era based on that packaging. And some of those Body Fantasies, depending on the scent, some of those old ones can sell for a lot of money. I think when I was looking up, I forget what the scent was. I want to say maybe Freesia, if I'm pronouncing that right, was selling really well. We've been wanting some of these plate stands for the booth to put some plates on, but I don't know. I might just order some online. I feel like that'll be just like the cheapest way of getting them, or potentially finding some at the auction for really cheap. That train was really cute. I think it would have originally held chocolate or something, but this is all like the wood type section. So pretty much anything and everything made of wood goes here, including this dog. I have no idea what the purpose of that dog was necessarily for. It was really cute, but I just don't know if, it had a purpose other than being a wooden doggo. Then my mom actually had that 10 Commandments that was hanging in my childhood home growing up. So that made me smile because I thought of my parents, who I miss absolutely so stinking much. I did take just a little bit of gander at the books. I do not need more books. I think one of the last times I was at Goodwill, I had a chuckle with some other lady who was looking at the books because I was talking to Eric, and I was telling him how I don't need any more books, and how our TBR pile is just insane, insanely large. And whatever was in that tote was actually stuff they're pulling off the shelf. So I don't know, pulling off the shelf to take to the bins or pulling off the shelf to throw in the trash. I have no idea, but it wasn't new stuff. It was old stuff in that bin. I was all like excited at first, like, ooh, what's in here? What's the new stuff? But no, it was old stuff they were taking out. I did take a look at this guy just because he was so big, and he was made of that puff-a-lump type material, but there really wasn't any kind of great value in him, so I sat him down. This here is a Blossom bucket. I actually have really good luck sometimes with Blossom bucket pieces. I can spot them a mile away. So I did end up picking this up. I do have it listed already. I have like 4 watchers already. A lot of the people who buy these are people from overseas. I know it's really crazy, and I've gotten 2 messages so far of people who just want to buy it outright instead of bidding, but I'm just holding my ground and leaving it on auction just to see where it goes. I think I listed it at $19.99. I saw a similar one sell for around $30. And then I just like to check out the dolls just to see if there's anything of interest. I usually always check out the toys. Sometimes you find stuff in the toy section that isn't necessarily a toy. Like, I don't know, people just like put stuff down haphazardly and what have you. Alright guys, Eric and I are finished at Goodwill. We're heading over to the booth. I did pick up this really cute vintage Kamar. This is a Kamar doll. My little Kamar devil, that's made by the same brand. So they definitely have those like cutesy, kitschy type of looking dolls for sure. She still has actually her, I'm pretty sure maybe her original hair ribbons in there. Really cute with the flowers. She needs cleaned up. She's a little bit dirty, but this was in like the counter case. So as soon as I got in, I asked her to hold it for me until I went around and shopped. So I think she was like $4.99, which I don't think is too bad. I don't really know exactly how much she's worth yet, but I mean, for $5, I was gonna get her anyway, and I just knocked one of her ribbons out. I got an iced white chocolate mocha. And I don't know if I ever showed you guys my Java sock, but it's amazing. If you get a lot of iced coffees, these things are perfect for them. Eric got a caramel frappuccino, and then I also got some, these are bacon and Gruyere cheese, if I'm pronouncing that right, egg bites. These are so freaking good. So Eric's getting gas right now at Sam's Club, and then we're heading to the booth. Alright guys, we are going to be updating the booth a little bit today. I feel like it's been just a little bit since I shared with you. See, this is another reason why we come in, because things just kind of get moved around a little bit. But we didn't sell the pie safe that was sitting there.
Pie safes are hot.
So we need to put something else
She's like, shut up.
in this area right here.
Done.
No, we did bring in, and I'll show you after we get it all unwrapped and stuff. We do have this glass bake set we just got at the auction the other night. So that's being set out probably somewhere
Rearrange some stuff
over here. The door's a little ajar there.
Somebody's playing with the horses.
We did put in the 2 blue glass Ellie Smith horses. The Viking hedgehog, we did put one of those
Looks like
in.
it's black, but it's actually blue.
I
Put
feel
in
like,
the bigger
yeah,
Fenton.
that big green Fenton is new.
And the Viking 6 pedal over there.
And that one. And then, yeah, I think I did show that Viking at some point. And then on this shelf, we did put in these little redware pottery bowls. These are by Dorothy Long. So those ones are new. I think over here, yeah.
Some of the smaller Easter things have
Yeah, I think what we're going to do is bring the butter churn out from under there and sit it up there, because it's kind of hard to see it down there. I wish some of this bigger Easter stuff would go, but it might still.
Well,
and then
with Christmas, the bigger Christmas things went pretty close to Christmas.
We did put up some melted popcorns here. There are actually 3 of them here.
Every time I put them up, they seem to sell.
Yeah, we sold all of our Valentine's Day ones, so I'm sure they will go at some point. And then over here, I feel like it's pretty much the same. I did, and I will mention, I did have some jewelry sat out here, and there's a lot of vendors in the mall that, you know, have costume jewelry just sitting out, so I didn't think anything of it. But one of my bracelets did walk away, so I did.
How far it went? We don't.
Yeah, I don't know if someone maybe accidentally took it or maybe changed their mind and it's in someone else's booth right now, and maybe it'll show up at some point. But I just decided I didn't really care for how I had my jewelry set up. I thought it was a little hard to look at. So I did take that out for the time being. I probably will bring it back in, but maybe wait until we have like a lockable case just for some of like the smaller stuff. It was only a piece of costume. Yeah, it was only a piece of costume jewelry. It wasn't much money, so I'm not, you know, upset by that. I figure it's Eric thinks I'm more upset than I am, but you know, like I said, it might even just show up again, because when I came in that day, one of the bracelets was actually like hanging like up on one of these hooks for some reason. So for all I know, maybe it's laying on the floor or somewhere else, I don't know. But I did take them out for the time being. Let me see those. Did you get the paperweights out?
I did not.
I wanted to show them the paperweights. We do have
a bunch
two.
of paperweights banging in, but some of them I want a lock case for.
Yeah, because we do have some pricier ones, but these ones are inexpensive.
Would be more expensive. It looks like a Glass Eye Studio. It's polished,
but it's not
but
signed.
It's not signed, so I can't claim it is. And
yeah.
then the other one, this
They're
came
both
out of a good lot of
egg-shaped.
paperweights. Everything else I got was good.
Yeah,
this
that
one
one's
looks like,
really pretty. I like that one a lot.
Looks like it would be Mount St. Helens, but again, it's not signed, so I'm not claiming that it is. We only put them up for $15.
Yeah,
That's
15,
pretty cheap.
and it's 10%
and
off.
Always, yeah,
so
we always do 10%.
So if you like paperweights, then you know, come on in and buy some. All right, so that's pretty much, I think, the update for the booth. So I don't know.
Still keep saying,
it's also,
I need the bigger stuff to disappear so I can put another shelf.
I know, right? Because we can add another shelf in here.
I got fairy lamps galore.
But it's also payday as well, so we're gonna pick up our check while we are here.
Payday.
Can't beat that, right?
But why do people do this?
Yeah, stuff gets moved around a lot. That's why I like coming in here and just sprucing up, make sure everything is in its rightful place and looks nice and tidy. But that is it for the booth update. Alright, Eric and I stopped at Black Rose just to take a look around after we finished up at the booths. Did end up spotting this paperweight. It is signed Josh Simpson. It's $49.99, no percent off, but Eric says that it should be a decent one, so he is gonna go get the key to this one and we're gonna pick that up. I just happened to glance down. It's so dark right here, but I saw a stack of books. These are all R.L. Stine for the most part. I think there's one Carolyn Cooney. So a whole bunch of R.L. Stine, Fear Street paperbacks. I grew up with these books. Pretty much if you're going to resell them, the more you have, the better, like the larger the lot, because people want, you know, large collections. So I think I'm just going to take all of them. They have $1.95 a piece on, which I think is a pretty fair price for
you're gonna
them.
Read them, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll probably reread them. I read most of them when I was a teenager, but I might reread them.
Where'd you get these? Did you get these at those like scholastic book fairs or
I mean,
whatever they were?
well, also yard sales, because my mom was an avid yard sailor.